Good morning. This morning, all of our time is valuable. I'm going to make this quick and to the point. I'm bringing a little gold nugget, no doubt. We're going to talk about peptides this morning, how to best use peptides this morning, and how and what best accomplices to peptides exist out in the world that you've never heard about before, but are going to superstar your performance and the performance of your peptides. All right. Peptides can be a precision level for specific outcomes. Nutritional Diversity.com diet is a systems upgrade that rebuilds the terrain, the microbiome, the metabolism, the inflammation and recovery capacity. We have a microbiome, a garden of the gut, if you will, that feeds the same way all other natural gardens do, by strategic diversity, okay? And that's not what's in the grocery store. If you're playing long-term health and performance, terrain usually beats levers, and the best result is often diet first, peptide second, when medically appropriate. The microbiome. Let me talk about this very important thing, and let me tell you, I am a working biologist with my hand on the shovel, not in the classroom, coming to you from the foot of Volcano Baru right now, a peak that you can see both oceans from. Very interesting, beautiful ecology here in Panama, Central America. And I've got sites all over in Central and South America to invite you down to now. I have elements that can increase your peptide, that can enhance your peptide experience in the links below. Most peptides discussed for performance anti-aging don't directly increase microbiome diversity the way diet diversity does. It does not enhance, it does not optimize the microbiome. It skips the microbiome. And to complete what I was saying before, what I have noticed is that anytime you don't do it the right way, both in building homes and performing high pressure, life depending emergency response in high pressure military situations and in nature, is if you skip some steps, if you don't have a full recipe, you're really just making yourself do it again. You're just making yourself learn how you can't have it wrong. You have to have it right. I really want you to think about that. Have it right. Metaphysically, physically, be that being who does the right thing, who tells the truth, who does the study, who has the optimal performance recipe from optimal performance recipe people. Who are, right? A simple way to say it is peptides are instructions to your tissues, and diet diversity is food for your microbes. The microbiome responds to input fiber types, polyphenols, resistant starches, fermented foods, meal timing, sleep, stress, and movement. And this is too much to ignore, honestly, when you're just seeing, oh, this is the interworkings of how it's supposed to work, of how God intended for it to be. Why wouldn't I just enhance that process, right? Woo! My tropically camouflaged blue dog. Interesting. Okay. A simple way to say it is peptides equal instructions to your, your microbes are the chemical factory that train your immune system, that train your inflammation, influences metabolism, and even impacts your move and drive. Now, if you're bypassing that system and your endocrine system and your liver system, right, and you're injecting direct, over long terms, I'm just figuring that's going to have a harmful effect. Now, you could lessen that effect with the nutritional diversity diet. We have links below to a retreat where you can come down and do the diet with us, leave with the routine and the knowledge base and the habits rolling, the momentum, come back to the workplace, firing on 15 pins, come back to the athletic place, firing at the next level, all you sort of find, right? I should have 10 UFC fighters in my camp by the end of this year, no doubt, right? Anyway, not really needed because this year we're dropping the nutritional diversity in a bag supplement, right? Where you're going to be able to get a strategic diversity, and we'll talk about this just in a minute, that you can take alongside your peptides to lessen the consequences and improve the performance of them. Stay tuned. And already, get yourself ashwagandha and CoQ10 right away. That protects your heart health and modulates your endocrine system. Those are two highly no-brainer, 1,000-year-old known substances, all right, that you can incorporate right now by the best source, right? Okay, links below. So category A, approved medical peptide drugs, example, the GLP-1 receptor agonists used for diabetes, obesity, and they come out as semaglutide, tirzepatide. They can be life-changing for some people, but they have known risk profiles and ongoing safety monitoring. GI effects are common, that's gastrointestinal effects are common, and other risks are discussed in medical reviews. Category B, examples people talk about online are the BPC 157 is a big one, the melatonin 2, the MOTS, right? These are superpowered, really being popular. I have never injected anything for fitness performance, and I'm going to take a lie detector test and a hair strand test as soon as I get back to advanced labs in a new country. Because I'm sure people say the lie detector test I already took about something. Oh, he's connected down there in Latin America. He's a James Bond dude. He can pull off fake results about all kinds of stuff. So, well, I must be really James Bond if I'm going to do it from multiple countries. Anyway, that's going to be fun. So I'm reading up on this stuff, and I know it's a new craze. I know that peptide clinics are going to make money hand over fist. And I know that everybody wants a fast fix. They want to just inject themselves to the results instead of doing it the wrong way. Instead of doing it the right way and building mindset, which you are definitely sacrificing because your eyeballs, which are connected to your brain ball, they see the needle go in. They see the needle go in. So they know that what they're looking at in the mirror is a fake. It's not a completely authentic result. I wouldn't say it's fake. And I'm a fan of peptide technology. I think it is health advancement. Like, I welcome health advancement. Really, the technology is the CRISPR machine. Once that thing can do individual, swap molecules in and out of you, or right? Genes and all, and do the gene expression, once they have all that kind of thing in line, man, you'll pretty much be immortal outside of being shot in the face, right? I'm just gonna skip even saying what I was about to say, but issues like immune, my friend, what's up, Kevin, bro? One of our heavy duty peptide student athlete, self-development, seniors now, by all accounts, impressively, in impressive time. The number one thing you want to be here is have your character code optimized, right? And that means giving credit where it's due. So his friend beat autoimmune disorder and hey, let's go. No, bueno. And good girl. Impurities, limited human safety data. Okay, so Some peptides are medicine, many are chemistry experiment, especially when compounded, you know. And like I said, if you don't have a nutritional diversity base to trick the system and to continue robust production, I think it's a mistake, you know. And I think if you really optimize what you're doing, take the time to do it the right way and really build a nutritional diversity diet, you're going to generate a better peptide supply anyway. In fact, I know that's true. And we have half the data already, and we will be collecting the rest of the really solid data this year to complete the study. But listen, we've already been published in the Paris Agreement, all kinds of nutrition journals, United Nations Food and so no, I know the inside and the out of it. I know the bureaucracy. I've worked with the sterilely educated, hand on the shovel, never experts about nature. Okay, I've seen the monocultures, what modern academic tells us to do, and I see the effect that has on nature, and it pisses me off. So listen, we've been lied to. The health professionals got 70% of the population obese, and in America it's insane. I was managing a vacation house there for a minute. I was noticing European visitors, other South American visitors, they don't have the Monday through Saturday, Sunday pill bottle night and day thing full to the brim, like, you know what I'm saying? So whatever that is, woo! Good girl, that's my girl, that's my girl, that's my girl. Go, 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 go. Yes. So, listen, I predict the first thing we're going to see, just like the major problem, bigger than anything, even with steroids, and I'm 100% against steroids, okay, 100%, because your endocrine system shuts down. There's going to be all kinds of side effects. Number one being psychological. Your brain is on that shit. You can't see. And here's the deal, guys. If you stay in a narcissistic place for too long, what's going to happen is you're going to become soulless. And I've seen it. And I just don't think you should roll those kinds of dice. Those of you who are hanging on to Jesus, and listen, Liver King, Wes Watson, we figured out about a lot of the people in the fitness industry and how full of crap they are and how their intentions are not aligned with what they say. And they're really, you know, they say they're the valiant guy. There's all kinds of guys that are going to say they're the valiant guy. I'm one of them, right? But the difference is, all right, my actions align with what I'm saying. You know, that we're finding out most of these guys that invest so much into getting out there and getting the mask out there and the superficiality, they didn't invest on the other end. And listen, I truly believe that a huge following of flaky people that do the celebrity bandwagon thing go nowhere. They're worthless. I think a small following that understand what I'm saying right now is insanely powerful. That is beyond doing the celebrity thing and be like, oh, wow. And it is in the appreciation phase where they're like, oh, whoa. Because the most diamond people in my personal life, they don't care about being on YouTube. I wouldn't be on YouTube if it wasn't for one person, a child abuse situation. I wouldn't even be here. But back to biology, okay? So the risk that can come from time and exposure with the peptide is going to be like identity and impurity issues a lot of time. Just what I said. And I didn't read this before I said that, actually. I did not read this section. I am your fellow study partner. I am not your guru. We're in this journey together. I'm going to be the realest, most authentic thing. And I do just want that small circle of genuine people that's actually going to move, that's actually going to produce. I'm not trying to garden a whole bunch of ridiculousness. Nature doesn't do that anywhere. Only we do that. Okay, so I went out and lived in nature for 7 years, by the way. That's how I came up with this concept, and I healed some of the most vicious syndromes that have taken out so many of my friends and hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. And then I've seen this, everybody that I've worked with improves and healing and all categories in performance and every case all across the board. That's how you know that it's natural nutrition is what it is. The concept, the information, if it's off, if it's misdirected, if there's bad intentions behind it or the root of it, right? So all these complex things are completely important, and I couldn't be completely authentic as I'm saying that I am if I didn't come to you with the complete overall picture, even on this biology, diet, alternative agriculture. Pay attention to nature and stop thinking that you've got it better with the academia's got it better and that you just go on the vision quest. No adventure, no life. We all need to do this. You do the nutritional diversity diet thing. All right, and you optimize who you are so that when you go back to whatever other task, you are your best version. And you really truly love all your people because you really truly check that box. The rest is hot air. Okay, so we're really going to be scientifically optimized biology that in turn optimizes the ecology in which we codepend. And that is atomically in every way aligned, healthy individual, right? Who's got this nutritional spectrum and doesn't need to inject anything. And we're going to go over the real dangers from the AI here in just a minute, right? We're going over them now, excuse me. Physiological trade-offs. Pushing a pathway can create downstream costs, sleep changes, appetite shifts, gastrointestinal changes, microbiome disintegration, endocrine shifts, endocrine disintegration, depending on the peptide class. For example, the GLP-1s, medical reviews discuss concerns of that nature that do remain under investigation. And let me jump to nutritional diversity dangers as well. There's dangers here, right? Okay, ramp up shop. Jumping from low fiber to high diversity can cause bloating, gas, cramps. This is often a dose problem, not a bad diet problem. As Paracelsus says, everything is both a remedy and a toxin. The dose decides. The food map. Histamine sensitivity, okay? So, like internal bowel syndrome could be caused by people who can't tolerate certain ferments and plant types without strategy. But what this doesn't know, because the data's not out there about it yet, is the only way you're going to reconstruct that ability, that strengthen that sensitivity is through diverse consumption. I've done it 100 times. This is how you rebuild robust health and robust digestion. Being I don't know, let's just say messenger from the land of enchantment. That's in New Mexico. If you didn't know, oh yes, I'm a desert cat. It's stamped all over my bones. We eat this extremely hot pepper and we just call it green chili, right? It's grown in a town called Hatch. And the greatest thing about my hometown, Albuquerque, is everybody everywhere that sold food in any way would fill up roasters and start roasting the green chilies in green chili season. And everybody would stock up for a year long. Everybody's freezers are full of this stuff. McDonald's, Wendy's, everybody's got green chili instead of whatever other, it has to be available or people are not going to order from your business. We're all addicted to it. And you look it up, it's an actual superfood, right? Perfect thing for desert situation. And we also eat hardcore foods like cows who graze in desert land. That is a hardcore. Just look at the chain, right? Okay. Chickens who graze in desert lands. And unfortunately, there's all kinds of animal abuse that is considered modern agriculture. There's animal and plant abuse like crazy that affects and kills and mutates, fucks up everything for miles, excuse my language. But we need to start paying attention to this diet demand also, because it's going to be alternative agriculturists who provide it. Okay, and if we start innovating our biodynamics as far as we have innovated our aerodynamics, we will be in an Avatar movie wonder-like paradise with new frontiers and new job creation for everyone's afraid of the AI thing, right? Okay, back to peptides, sorry. Contaminants, poor sourcing can mean peptides, heavy metals, and some of the nutritional diverse products, all right? And traversely, who's making all the peptides? Right now, China's making all the peptides. What's in the peptides? If I want to get all of America's tough guys, and I make the peptides. Allergies, let's see. Which is more power? And we've already, look, there's actually incredible amounts of information that we've been mysteriously duped, incredibly impressively duped into feeding ourselves chemicals that turn each other gay, deformed, that we even finance a culture through people called Diddy and others, Diddler, to give us youth behavioral uniformation and stupidization and even murderization. And you're looking at someone who produced a film called Philadelphia Homicide City, Money, Murder, and Politics. You can look it up and watch it on YouTube. When I was doing another volunteer operation back in Philadelphia in 2008, that shows extensively, exactly, precisely, using university professors, famous ones and everything, the internationally ordered film for the 1 year that we sold it and then released it for free. And it's now used in the prison systems to this day in their reflections program in Philadelphia, which is more powerful. And oh, by the way, that movie gets ridiculed by losers. If the goal is long-term dominance, okay, yeah, like if you're going to make a decision between peptides and nutritional diversity, right, you would say nutritional diversity probably, because it not just keeps up, but enhances your microbiome diversity, your inflation tone, nutrient coverage, metabolic flexibility, recovery capacity, resilience under stress. Oh, and let me tell you, nutritional diversity repaired extreme PTSD in me. And so I know throughout my whole body that this is really just my calling. You know, I'm going to continue to just do the reps and do the videos. I'm a naturalist who loves to work out in nature all day and would be left alone. So I do this video out of obligation, out of need, out of calling, right? And for no other reason am I here. It's just to help and wish and pray and take action and paddle in the right direction, because if we all paddle in the right direction, if we all free ourselves, we all free everybody too. You know, and if you incorporate the nutritional diversity diet, the key elements I just told you that you can have delivered tomorrow, you can start to literally have higher brain power and spirit power, because you're doing these known strategic natural elements that are going to help mitigate peptide damage. They're going to enhance peptide efficacy, and they're going to protect the longevity and youth of your system. And when this new supplement comes out in the right dose, we just talked about dose, there's supplements like the supplement, but they don't even have the right effective dose written on the package. And it's a whole bunch of monoculture stuff anyway. So this is going to be a much better formula. And that said, it's going to be stage one. To make the product I really I'm called to make, I need to kind of revolutionize the manufacturing of nutritional supplements altogether. And then this will be by far the number one no-brainer, definitely, to go with peptide injecting, but just the number one supplement for world-class health overall, really, and it would effectively actually be a liver processed combination of the both peptides and nutritional diversity gelatin base that I already have the technology to make, but I need to. We just have a couple more miles to go. That's it. Not that. A couple more months, I should say, to go on that one, and the first stage drop. So second stage technology will be functional. First stage supplement will drop, and we're just going to be lightning speed from there. So, if truth speaks to another true being that's hung on this video this long, truly get a hold of us at nutritionaldiversity.com. So, again, peptide therapy, when there's a clear target outcome, definitely don't be injecting this stuff just to check it out and see what it is. Expand your nutritional diversity. Start making relationship with small farmers. Start doing breath work. Start raising on a regular basis your blood oxygen level. You can find all this stuff out through my free program also at brandonangelfitness.com. Everything that I do in health and fitness at this time is volunteer. I don't need anything from you. I'm just trying to get my wings in stage 2. And, definitely scrutinize your sourcing. What do you think? What do you think? The dude shot up on peptides, all ego and money getting with thousands of fake followers, is selling you some crazy American-made lab product. It's just so much better than, or is he just getting the Chinese stuff and saying that? Or is the lab that's making it in the US doing it with the Chinese base ingredients? Or is he sure even? Is this a region? I would say very minimally as a last resort, do you want to inject anything for your health? There are ways to build insanely powerful blood and microbiome. You should concentrate on that first. And then if you had a targeted thing, you could speed it up with this. And again, I'm available just as a student of nature and amateur biologist. I'm actually a professional biologist as well in so many ways, but amateur biologist in this particular way, learning about peptides, the effect of peptides, the encounters people receive, and definitely helping people do it with the nutritional diversity diet now, and seeing if that eliminates those kinds of side effects. So again, I'm really all for futuristic enhancements. I'm not some jungle crazy that is like all anti the medical system. I totally believe in the medical system. I love medical advancements. I incorporate several of them. I take my medical responsibility to look at health in a holistic fashion. Consider, learn, study on a regular basis, consult with people who really know what they're talking about, who I am able to sit with. And it usually happens in reverse, right? You sit with someone and you're like, wow, this person has an excellent character. I would believe anything they have to say. What do you do occupationally? Now I'm picking your brain. Remember, if you're listening, you're learning. Okay? And, this is a diverse, adventurous experiment. Don't live in the closet, all right? Be the best you can be. Put yourself to the test, most definitely, all right? And again, I'm more than willing to help anyone at any time with this. Much love.